One of the most important things I've discovered as a chronic overthinker, worrier, procrastinator, and perfectionist, I believe those things are all related, to actually get something done is to do it. Now you might say, wow, thank you, you've solved my procrastination. Not yet. It's about doing something rather than thinking about doing it. Thinking about tasks that need to be done can make us feel overwhelmed. We often start a story in our mind about, for example, when we are going to approach things, what are we going to do, how are we going to do it, or we just think about that unpleasant task before postponing it once again because it just makes us feel uncomfortable, which in turn makes us feel bad because there's still this unresolved task in the back of our minds. Our mind messes up the whole thing before we've even started it. This is where the misery starts. The human mind is capable of amazing things if used the right way, but often it is rather a hindrance to us, like a heavy foot shackle we put ourselves on that hinders us from moving forward. Our primordial mind is very simple. If we have a choice between pleasure and pain, of course we decide ourselves for pleasure, but we don't see that often there's pain accompanied with it. Let's say you need to clean up your room. You postpone it again and again because it doesn't feel nice. You choose pleasure, but every time you see a messy room, it subconsciously reminds you of this unpleasant task. It might be the pain of procrastinating a task, staying in the comfort zone and not following in your dreams because you might be scared of what others think. Or let's say eating sweets all day. It gives you pleasure in the short run, but it's not good for your health, which will show up sooner or later. We procrastinate because the task doesn't feel like a pleasure at first. It feels unpleasant. What we don't know is that there's an underlying gift behind that pain. I recently spoke to my Aussie landlord about procrastination. He's a 75-year-old, very polite, kind-hearted person. I've never heard him say a bad word. He told me, the man who thinks, then there was a little pause, is just do it. The idea is to perform from a place of action rather than from a place of thinking. You don't have to do it all at once. Just start. Make the first step. You often find yourself in a flow which keeps you motivated until you're done with the task, or when it seems too big, at least you did a part of it, which makes it easier to approach the next time. And you will feel much better because you've eventually approached it. Coming back to the example of the messy room, it might be a simple thing like making your bed or tidying up your clothes. Again, the idea is to do it rather than to think about it, to create the habit of getting out of your head and into action. You don't need a plan for everything. Sometimes it's just action that's needed. All the best.